Welcome to tonight's game here at DSU Fieldhouse between the Dakota State University women's basketball team and the Mount Marty University Lancers. Dakota State is coming off of a huge nail-biting 2-point win at Briar Cliff to open the season. As we wind down here toward tip-off, we'll come back right around tip, but just some real quick notes here as we get ready to hear the starting lineups. So just taking a look here at the DSU women's basketball roster and some returning leaders as Jessie Giles returns, and she was the recipient of some preseason awards. Last year she averaged 17.2 points per game, scoring 533 total points, 53.7% from the field, 45+% from three-point range, and Lexi Robson returns as the free throw percentage leader from last year at nearly 87%. Rebounds per game leader Elsie Asleson returns as well as Courtney Manning, the leader in assists and steals. So we're excited to get going here as the teams will line up for the national anthem, and then we'll be right back with you for tip-off.
Number 2, Ashley McDonald, playing in honor of Catherine Bresky. Number 3, Courtney Manning, playing in honor of Sharon Knudsen. Number 5, Shaylee
Come to my attention that the fans at home are unable to hear the PA announcer. So I'll just touch on a little bit of what's going on. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we are taking care of that here at the game tonight and allowing our players, as they are announced right now, to say who they are playing in honor of. So that's always a great night. It's for a great cause. As you can see that taking place in the court right now. Players stepping out and giving a wave as their person that they're playing for is being announced. So we can watch that and talk a little bit more about the matchup. So Dakota State and Mount Marty are meeting for the first time since January 22nd of 2020, which was held right here at DSU Fieldhouse. The Trojans rallied back to defeat the Lancers 74-63. Last season, Dakota State posted an impressive 14-1 record on their own home court. Well, they also did go 11-1 in road contests last season and already starting 1-0 with their victory over Briar Cliff just a night ago. A couple nights ago, DSU and Mount Marty will meet for their second meeting later this season in Yankton, South Dakota, as Mount Marty will host DSU on December 17th. As I will take a break here for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous
a rarity here at the start of the season, as Dakota State will play 10 of their first 11 games away from Madison. The Trojans schedule to play in 5 different classics or tournaments during the 2021 early portion of the schedule. Some noteworthy things about our squad this year. There are a total of 15 players listed on this year's Dakota State women's basketball roster. 12 are returners, and head coach David Moe is entering his 5th season at Dakota State, assisted by Jamal Bronco. Sanjira and Danny Frisbee Griffin are also assisting. 3 newcomers are listed on this year's roster: Kaylee Clausen, Angela Slattery, and Lily Mackley. Jesse Giles of the DSU Trojans was selected by the North Star Athletic Association to the A.O. Dewar Award nominee. The A.O. Dewar Scholarship has been annually presented since 1967 to a male and female junior student athlete in any sport who's excelled in sportsmanship, character, and citizenship. Trojans posted a GPA of 3.29 as a team in the past term. Just another great thing to be excited about, as Coach Moe has really gotten this program going in the right direction, and I'm excited to see our Trojans here in action for the first time tonight. Just touching on last season just a little bit here as we get ready to tip off. Last year, DSU women's basketball had one of the most memorable seasons in women's basketball program history. The Trojans finished with an amazing 27-4 overall record, which set a school record for the most overall victories. Dakota State claimed its first ever conference championship here in the North Star in both the regular season and tournament titles. Both were program firsts. It was the first time since the 06-07 season that the Trojans swept the conference titles. Before it was in the Dakota Athletic Conference, and DSU became the 3rd North Star team to ever do so. And here we are as we get ready for the opening tip. 10 minutes on the clock for the opening quarter. The one thing that I was hoping to get, and that's kind of why I was late to the pregame show here just a little bit, and glad we got it all in, but I was hoping to get some pronunciations. I was unable to get those, so you will have to bear with me if I mispronounce your daughter's name. I apologize. As the tip is taken by Dakota State, and here we go. So with 17 on the shot clock, the first drive will be taken and put up with the left hand by Asleson. It's long, and there's a whistle underneath the basket, and it'll be Lancer basketball. Full court pressure to open up here from Dakota State. First pass is picked off. Driving with it now is Giles. Giles goes one way, goes the other, goes up strong from the left side. Can't quite get it to go, but she's fouled, and she'll head to the line for 2. Giles' first shot is no good, rims out. Last year, Giles was 82% from the free throw line. And her second shot is good. Marty gets the ball into Oetken. Jacobson looking for somebody to pass to. Chanel dribble, gets stuck right in front of the half-court line. The full court pressure once again giving Mount Marty a little bit of trouble here to start the game. It'll be Mount Marty basketball inbounding from the far side. With it is Wetzel. Wetzel dribbling, looking. Jacobson has it poked out of bounds. It'll stay Mount Marty basketball at 14 on the shot clock. That was Meaning getting her hand in there. So Marty gets it in. There's 10 left on the shot clock. Finds the cutter, but the pass back outside is no good. The rim was protected, and there was nowhere to go for the ball handler. Turns into an errant pass. Here's Giles now. Wellsdorf gives it up. Ball back with her now. She drives in, backs the defender down, gets double teamed. Defender hits the deck. Now ball getting passed around the top of the arc. Driven baseline, and the pass from Robeson is deflected and ends up in the hand of a Mount Marty defender. Here's Jacobson, about 10 feet behind the three-point line. Pass, another pass to the corner for three and airball. Dakota State racing the other way with it. That shot was taken by Wetzel. And it's going to be a foul on the defense. Foul was called on Miller, the junior out of Redfield, South Dakota. 5'10" forward. Dakota State will get the ball on the baseline. Here's Giles, spinning, going up with the right hand and kisses it off the glass. So 3-0 here early, and Giles with all 3 points. Jacobson. And there's another attempt off the glass and no good. That shot was from Twett. And there's a shot long. Jumper. Just behind the three-point line. And once again, the Mount Marty point guard bringing it up the court. Goes around a screen. Gives it a little bit of a no-look pass over to the far wing. Bledsoe with the ball, drives in, a lot of contact, and it's going to be a blocking foul. Twett hit the ground. The foul is going to be on Allison, the senior forward in the middle, out of Howard, South Dakota. Will be here first as a couple changes take place for both teams. Ball inbounded to Otkin. Now in the middle, an open Mount Marty player is right there on the block. A good display of teamwork and passing as Twett lays it up and in. Ball being passed around, and then an easy look after a nice move, stepping through both defenders as the double team came over a little bit late. So that was Allison with the lay-in. That full court pressure proving tough again, but after it's beat, it does create an opening, and there's a step back three-point attempt, long. Don't think it hit anything. Shot clock doesn't reset. And now here's DSU breaking out, driving down the lane. A little bit of a Euro step there. So there's Manning finishing it. Full court press is broken once again. Ball tapped out of bounds. That'll give DSU a chance to just get back and reset a little bit. 2 subs coming on for the Trojans, and 1 will be coming on for the Lancers. As Welsdorf and Asleson will leave the court. Now Marty working it around the arc now. Jump shot from the wing, feet set, shot no good. Otkin misses just a little bit long. And here comes DSU once again. Giles off to DeBeer. Now over to the corner. So a good pass to create some space, but the shot after a nice drive between 2 defenders is short. And now struggling to get through the pressure there for Mount Marty. That was Corton that finally got it through. And then there's going to be a foul called underneath. Pass inbounded, and now thrown across a couple of different ways. Here's another step back 3 from the wing. That one is also going to be nothing but air. That was Corton once again trying to find the stroke, but can't quite so far. There's a 3-pointer from the corner, and it's good. Nothing but net from Robson. And there's a pass. No push. The Mount Marty point guard Jacobson just fell down as she was coming back for the pass, trying to make a hard cut, and it'll go straight out of bounds. It'll be DSU ball underneath the basket as they already hold a 10-2 lead here with 5:15 remaining in the first quarter. So a hot start for DSU. That pressure is creating some difficult situations early for Mount Marty. And when they've beat it and gotten some space at the other end, they've been unable to really make anything out of it. And here's the drive, and up and in with the left hand is Robson. And once again, that pressure creating a near interception for DSU. But Slattery couldn't quite come down with it, and then there is a steal. Here comes Robson, and she's coast to coast all the way by everybody, up and in with the right hand, and that's going to cause a Mount Marty timeout. And Coach Schlimgen is going to talk it over with his group as they trail 14-2 against the DSU Trojans here early. And with this break, we'll bring one of our sponsors to you, CU Mortgage Direct. Keep your mortgage payments local. CU Mortgage Direct offers local mortgage servicing. Contact Amanda Pally at CU Mortgage Direct for all of your home loan needs. That's 605-556-0229. That would be 605-556-0229. We'll be right back here as DSU leads 14-2 here early. So here's an inbound from the baseline. Mount Marty able to get it in this time, but the pressure not subsiding. And there's another steal, and it'll turn into an easy lane attempt. It was almost an and one with the little poke there. That was Slattery coming in with it. She got the steal and took it all the way in, and there's going to be another steal and a jump ball. So the DSU defense really showing up big here. Honestly, they're just out-athleting is a good way you could put right now this Mount Marty team. It's Mount Marty trying to get it in here. The steal caused a jump ball, and there's another steal off the inbound pass. And here's Robson all the way, but she is blocked. And then a little bit of a stare down. So a nice play, but it was all to save another costly mistake by Mount Marty. So it is DSU basketball. Robson with it, going with the left hand, now turning around. And it will be Walsdorf with the three, a little bit short, Mount Marty with the rebound. It was Wetzel who came down with it, and now Mount Marty going to look to cut into this lead. They've only scored 2 points in 6 minutes. They desperately need something here. The last one came off a good pass, and there's another good pass down low. Foul called, and Kemp will be going to the line, a freshman out of Mitchell, South Dakota. So here is Macy Kemp's first attempt. And it's no good. Second attempt, good. Off the back iron and down, and 16-3 is the score. That's going to be a walk called on Walsdorf. So Mount Marty with a bit of a chance here to potentially get back-to-back buckets with the stop in between. That would be huge for them, but they're struggling to even get it in bounds as Walsdorf makes up for a turnover with a steal on the inbound pass. There's Giles over to the wing. It'll come back to her, and she'll put up a three. It's short, rims out. And there's Twit with the rebound. Mount Marty able to easily break the pressure. They're very close to a carry, but the ball didn't come back down and hit the deck. Kemp with it, looking for somebody, anybody. Screen is set. Now she's got to cut her to the lane. Instead, she's going to take it herself up with the left hand, and good. So 16-5 now is the lead. 2 straight scores. And now a turnover. And Mount Marty starting to settle in just a little bit, but not a great start. This reminds me of the game that we watched the men's Trojan basketball team play just the other night. They played a great game and were able to settle in at this point, right about this point, 7 minutes in, on Friday night in their opener. But they had just given up too much of a deficit early. As that basket will go down. Nice shot from Wetzel, left hand off the glass. And there's going to be another travel from Walsdorf as she struggles to find her footing on that one and to find her footing early in this game. And there's another pass nearly picked off, and Wetzel's going to push off a little bit there, almost, but a block is going to come out of it at the other end. It was Kemp who thought that she had a bucket, and there's going to be a travel in the backcourt. So the big story in this game really has been DSU's full court pressure. Mount Marty has really struggled. It's been a little bit sloppy from both teams, but Mount Marty's really struggled to break it. And I'll be interested to see once I get my stats up here in a minute what the total turnover count is. As there's another steal, and DSU will take it the other way, and Giles will lay it up and in with nobody around her and make it 18-7. Full court pressure, not as much of a problem that time. As Kemp has it, she looks for a cutting Lancer. She did get it, that was Twet. Now it's back out for three, and that's good. A contested three. A tough shot there from Wetzel. And there's a three from the corner for Giles, and that's good. So a quick answer from DSU. Shot there, and it's going to get eventually rebounded to DSU after it's tipped around. Walsdorf close to walking again. And there's a pass, and it ends up being a three from the far side of the top of the arc. It'll be no good. That one was from Vincent, the sophomore forward out of Volga. And that ball's poked away, but maintained by Mount Marty. As Manning getting her hand in there, and there's a shot off the glass. Just nicked the glass, came down and hit the back of the iron that time. Looked like it was Cortan who took the shot. Now DSU with the basketball. Walsdorf, she'll drive in, put it up, and she's fouled. 2 shots. So start the game here looking at turnovers. Now Marty's already got 9. DSU with 5, but 3 or 4 of those. I don't have the exact stat on that, but 3 or 4 of them have been dead ball turnovers. They've been travels. Most of Mount Marty's 9, if not all, have been live ball turnovers that have led directly to DSU points, as DSU has 11 points off of turnovers so far. DSU is also shooting 56% from the field, as Walsdorf's unable to get the second free throw to fall. Hirsch is going to try and get it up, and she does. She gets it off to the guard, who races it up. Program did a nice job of getting it up there, and there's an up and down call. There's a pass into the lane. It was Miller who caught it. The junior went up, was not thinking pump fake right away, and then tried to turn her shot attempt into a pump fake, but her feet had already left the ground, so it'll be a travel. There is a dead ball turnover for Mount Marty, as we were just talking about that. Here's McDonald. She'll pass it off to the wing. That was Huber who got the touch, who's now in the game now. There's a three that's short from Asleson, but it's rebounded by DeBeer. Now DSU with the ball. There's Robeson leaving it off for Huber, who makes the pass out for a second three-point attempt on the possession for Asleson, and she gets it. 13 seconds left in the quarter now. Almost another turnover. The ball slowly bounces to look like Jacobson over there, who was able to bring it in, and there's a blocking foul. That'll be called on DeBeer. Got beat by a little ball fake and then couldn't get her hands back down in time in a good position, and they landed on the offensive player there. That'll be Millar inbounding it. Pass into Krogram. 1 second left, and they're not going to get a shot off. Jacobson didn't notice it, and she was double teamed, and that'll be the end of the quarter. DSU leads 25-10. And another word from one of our sponsors, First Premier Bank. First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card are proud sponsors of Trojan Athletics. For all of your financial needs, choose a company that's locally grown and nationally known. First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, investing in you. Here's Dakota State with the possession after that jump ball, if you can remember, early on that DSU forced off of a steal in the first quarter. And they get the possession here. Here's a three from the wing. Rims out that time from DeBeer. And then a foul underneath on the rebound attempt. That was called on Robson. Now here's Mount Marty trying to beat the pressure. They got a little bit of a better play cooked up, moving the ball crisply through it, but then gets stuck just across the half-court line, and stepping out of bounds is Jacobson. She does have a bit of a height disadvantage, and that's made it a little bit tough on the pressure. The DSU guards are a bit taller. And the ability to be tall and athletic and talented is what has made DSU, as well as good coaching, good defending. I mean, that's what's made them so good at the press, is there's a three that misses long by Huber, and that's a big part of their identity, is that tough defense and forcing turnovers, and that is what helps them to do so. It is tall, height, athleticism, the ability to defend. I mean, look at that, as there's another one. It just makes life so difficult on the offense. And it's not just Mount Marty. A lot of teams ran into that problem last year, as DSU was able to go 27-4 and win both the regular season championship in the North Star Association, as well as winning the conference tournament championship, as they forced another turnover there. And here comes Manning with the ball. She got it off to Huber, and now it's back. Skip pass all the way across for the three-point attempt from Asleson, and it's no good, and the ball is going to bounce out of bounds. It'll be Mount Marty's ball on the far sideline. So Mount Marty with the ball now. They're able to get it over half court. And then the offensive player goes down. They look to put it on the ground or make a pass, couldn't quite tell. And then once they realized they weren't going to get it off and they were falling, they just dropped the basketball. And it luckily rolled to an offensive Mount Marty player. Couldn't see who it was that picked it up as the double team over on our near side was blocking my view. One thing the Trojans have done is stack up the fouls just a little bit with all this pressure, but it is a different game in women's basketball than in men's at the collegiate level. And the bonus is a little bit harder to attain as it's done by quarter as opposed to halves. So getting stuck in the bonus is not the end of the world, as there's going to be a kick ball. DSU able to stop the pass to the baseline cutter, and now there will be a wave substitution as 3 Trojans will come on. And they'll all set up right at the bottom of what looks to be a 2-3 zone on this possession. And there's going to be a foul called on Vincent. A little bit unfortunate. She was in decent position, just decided to bring the hands down when it wasn't necessary. First shot good at the line from Hirsch. Hirsch, the senior forward out of Gayville, South Dakota. And she'll miss a second. Last year, Hirsch was a 45% shooter, and starting off at 50% here tonight. And that ball is going to be tipped. And I guess it took 2 tips. Ended up hitting off of Walsdorf's hand and going out of bounds. So both teams struggling here early from 3. Mount Marty shooting 20%. DSU is 3 of 11 at 27%. Mount Marty with the ball in the corner on the far side. Into Millar, now over to the wing. Shot fake in a pass. Jacobson with it now with the right hand. Gets the defender in the air, drives in, but is met by Vincent there. Now with 2 on the shot clock, a travel is going to be called as Millar tries to step around the defender and into the lane, but took 1 too many. Vincent here with the ball, dribbling with the right hand. Giles, now Manning at the top of the key. Walsdorf with it. DSU continues this movement. Giles will drive. She gets in close to the rim, tries a fadeaway, bumping off the defender, puts it up with the right hand off the glass and in. She was driving, was met by a larger defender, stopped, used her body to create some space, fade away from the basket, and it was a nice shot up and off the glass, and that's why she has so many honors as she does. And there's a shot missed. It was Otkin who shot rimmed out, and now it's DSU coming the other way. Giles, who has proven to be so good in transition here, in this game especially early. She backs down the smaller defender, gets the ball, good vision to pass over to the corner. 1 extra pass, the 3-point attempt is going to rim out from Slattery, but it was great ball movement, and I'm sure Coach Mo will like to see that in the end. Just is going to wish the shot went down. Our drives with the right hand. Hard off the glass, and it comes out. Walsdorf's got it. Long rebound that time for her. She'll stop, cross over the top of the key, drive through 2 defenders, and she's touched, and it's an and 1. So count the basket. Walsdorf, just almost like you'd see a patient running back doing football, just kind of saw the defense was moving all around her quickly, and there was going to be a hole break opening up, waited for it, went through it, and had a very easy basket. I'm surprised anybody decided to reach out and foul her there. It was a poor decision as nobody was in position to really make a foul attempt that was even going to stop the shot from being an easy one there. She was right by the rim and nobody was anywhere near unless they were behind her. Walsdorf shot is good around the rim and in. And it's 29-11 here with 6:28 left in the second quarter. So the full court pressure not letting up even with an 18-point lead here from DSU. Corton looking for somebody to get the ball to. She does get it off behind her, but that backwards pass turns into a turnover, and DSU able to convert with a short jump shot from Manning. So the lead now 21, and Mount Marty still struggling just to get it up the floor, and there's going to be a foul call to reach in on Vincent. That is her second. Waiting for a shot clock reset here. It's reset, and here we go. It is 30 as it's in the backcourt. That was a confusion, just behind the half-court line. Here's Twett with the basketball, driving, right hand, up, foul. So the first shot from Twett is no good. So after the second one falls, Twett an 80% free throw shooter last year. DSU will get the ball here. Up by 20 here with just over 5.5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. There's going to be a foul call underneath as Walsdorf was looking to drive with the left hand up near the top of the key. Inbound defended. Face on by one defender, but they do get it into Walsdorf. Driving and having their shot blocked was McDonald there. That was Kemp with the block last possession, making her presence felt a little bit. Trying to give a spark to her team, but the pass is too long for the intended cutter, who did have a little bit of space, but it was a tight window as Wetzel cutting, and it was Twett who threw it away. There's Robson back in, running the point now here. Play called by her. It'll involve Giles driving with her left, gets some space, and goes up. By the end of it, there wasn't much space at all. The shot was highly contested, but she's able to put it in with the left hand. Now diving for it. On the floor was DeBeer and creating a lot of confusion. DSU with the ball. That will end up being a jump ball. I mean, that was a football tackle at the end there, but jump ball is all that's called. They're going to have a discussion about it now, all three officials. There'll be a reset of the shot clock. Lost possession was in the backcourt. Coach Moe clearly not happy about it. Shot clock reset to 30. A little bit of confusion there between the referee and the operator. Initially, he set it back to 20. But the jump ball took place in a lost possession in the backcourt. There's an airballed three and a rebound there. Shot was from Wetzel in the corner. And it'll be DSU ball. So that's the third foul on the Lancers this quarter, excuse me. There's Robson bringing it up here for the Trojans. Giles gets it handed off to her from Walsdorf. Pressure up in the face is Kemp. Not giving Giles any room to breathe. There's a three-point attempt from Walsdorf, short. And it'll bounce out of bounds. And it'll be Mount Marty basketball over in the far corner. And that one's taken away again, this time by Giles. Up and a left-handed scoop shot goes off the glass long. It's going to end up going out of bounds in the end. De Beer got the offensive rebound, put it up, but it was tipped out of bounds. So it'll be Trojan basketball once again. Giles, that was a pretty tough look, but gets to the point sometimes where you just expect her to hit it as she gets some space. So good at creating that space, but goes up that time with the right hand and just not quite able to put the touch on it off the glass. Here's Cortan at the top, going back and forth, eventually trying to get in the lane. It was poked away for a second. She was able to regain control and draw the foul on the shot, so she'll be going to the line for 2 shots. Cortan last year was a 77% free throw shooter, and her first one here is no good. Cortan second, short, but the rebound is collected offensively by Kemp, and then it'll bounce off of a DSU player down there and go out for a Mount Marty throw. Good pass inside to Wetzel. Wetzel puts it up too strong. It's a good find by Twet. Just that shot became a little bit tougher with the taller defender, but relatively open look. It's too strong. 3 from the wing, no good. That was Asleson with the attempt. Cortan with the ball. Left, now right, spins, kicks it out. Twet doesn't want the shot. Now driving, tries to get a pass into a cutter running through the lane, was unable to find it. That's a lot of times we've seen that tonight. First shot blocked, Giles able to collect the rebound. This Twet just needed a second getting up. Looked like she banged her knee on the ground there. She is walking off just fine, which is great to see. Score is 36-12 here. DSU leads. We've seen that exact kind of play there a lot of times tonight that's resulted in a Mount Marty turnover. They think that they have a window because of the way DSU has gotten back and kind of lined up defensively, especially when they've elected to play zone at the times that they have. And when they have done that, here's a drive, and then Manning's going to have to stop. Good job of reading the situation in front of her, and now the ball's back with her. Drive, two-handed lay-in attempted by McDonald, trying to re-grasp the ball after she got hit, but she is fouled and she'll go to the line. But that pass attempt to find the cutter through the lane, it looks like it's open, but then the defender, who is established to be the help defender in that situation, but reading the pass is able to step in and pick it off, and it's happened darn near every time the pass is. Feels like it's happened every couple of possessions. McDonald's second attempt, also good. It's kind of a tough play to describe, but it's just been a cutter to the lane, and the pass looks like it's open, and then somebody comes out from around the restricted area and just picks it off and goes the other way for DSU. It's turned into a lot of points off turnovers. Live ball turnovers, as we talked about, is there's a block by Asleson, and she's able to block it to herself, catch it, and get it off. And there's Manning driving. And Manning is going to be called for the charge. Close around that restricted area, but not quite. Inside of the men's restricted area, but outside of the women's. Krogram trying to get it up. Instead, she'll have to pass out to Millar. Now back to her. They are able to beat the pressure, but the ball's tipped out of bounds, and that'll give DSU a chance to reset in their half-court defense. So Mount Marty with the ball, trailing by 24, and they pass it away once again, trying to get it through the key and unable to. Giles takes a slow step, puts up a shot, and she's fouled in the process. So Giles with 14 points on the night. You wonder how much longer she'll stay in the game here with her regularly scheduled minutes, as this game is getting a little bit out of hand early. Giles unable to convert the first free throw, showing clear frustration with herself. She'll go through routine, attempt the second, and good. So same story as last time. They'll have a 30-second timeout here from DSU as they lead 39-14 with 1:43 left here in the first half. Another one of our sponsors, Madison Farmers Elevator. DSU Athletics welcomes Madison Farmers Elevator and recognizes their efforts to serve the agriculture needs of our community. Madison Farmers Elevator. Thank you for being a sponsor of DSU Trojans women's basketball. So DSU still holding up that full court pressure. Looks like a nice play was drawn up in the timeout as they're able, Mount Marty that is, to break the press and draw a foul at the other end. Heading to the line will be Kemp. First shot for Kemp rims out. Hits off the front part of the rim and off the backboard. Second shot also no good that time. So the freshman forward for Mitchell comes up empty on the trip to the line, and DSU back with it in a 25-point lead with 1:28 here left to go in the first half. Here's Giles driving, kicks it out to the corner, and Walsdorf stepped on the sideline. So you do wonder here when we come out for the second half if we'll see the same lineup from DSU or if we'll see a different one. Would not be surprised to see DSU, you know, just for injury prevention, different things, getting some other players some experience minutes for the future, just seeing if they mix up the lineup a little bit. Three-point attempt from the wing will rim around and fall in. The shooter's roll. That was Oatkin on the three-point attempt, and then a miss from DSU is going to have Mount Marty racing back down again, trying to cut into this lead before halftime. Cut it to 22 on the last possession. Oatkin now with it. Wetzel now in for Kemp. Kemp does a good job to come over and get it, but has nowhere to go. She'll now look for a shot herself. Instead, she gets it out. Three-point attempt, top of the key, no good from Krogram. Now here's Walsdorf driving, going to that left hand. Gets swarmed by a group of Mount Marty defenders. And a three-point attempt from the corner, no good for Manning, but Walsdorf able to, oh, well, no, she committed the foul in the process. So she was able to come down with what appeared to be an offensive rebound, but is called for the over-the-back foul, and that is going to take us to the other end for Mount Marty free throws. Stepping to the line will be Oatkin. Oatkin, a year ago, shot 83% from the line. And the first one does fall. That'll be her first point of the night. Her Says first point of the night. I thought she had just converted on a 3-point attempt. Must have been my mistake. Here's Walsdorf. 1 second left on the clock now. She won't get it off in time. I'll miss everything, but it wouldn't have counted anyways. But regardless of that shot, Dakota State heading to the locker room with a 39-18 lead. So an impressive first half from the group. The Trojans able to really turn that full court pressure into turnovers and then turn those turnovers into points on the other end. That was the story of the first half. 23 points off turnovers, and that has really led to this 21-point lead. I mean, do the math, pretty easy to understand for yourself. The Lancers turned the ball over 17 times compared to DSU's 8, and I'm sure DSU will themselves tell you that 8 came from a lot of sloppy play and some things that they can avoid. Mount Marty will probably tell you the same thing, so that was just kind of the story of the first half. From the bench, Mount Marty actually outscoring the Trojans 7-4. DSU with 5 second chance points to Mount Marty's none, and DSU outscoring Mount Marty via points in the paint 22-6. Many of those, though, being those points off turnovers and the 10 fast break points that Dakota State was able to put together. Mount Marty with no fast break points in the first half. So we'll be back in probably about 12 or 13 minutes to get going with the second half here. Once again, thank you for tuning in with us. We will read off a few ads here for our sponsors that we so greatly appreciate their help. Sanford Health. DSU Athletics is proud to partner with Sanford Health, extending our thanks for their outstanding health services they offer to our community and region. We'd also like to thank Lake County International and Case IH. The athletic department at DSU is proud to honor its partner, Lake County International. Case IH is a leader in agriculture and their contributions to our farmers. Midco. At Midco, we're here to cheer alongside you and to support your connected, left with the most reliable internet, cable TV, and home security services around. Ready to Midco? Let's go. Stadium Sports Grill, serving great food, and Dakota State University Athletics partners in promoting DSU athletic success. Thank you, Stadium Sports Grill. Sunshine Foods is the Dakota State University Athletic Department sponsor, and we extend our thanks to that partner, Sunshine Foods, for its commitment to serving the grocery needs of Madison and the local area. Thank you to our sponsors. We appreciate your support of Trojan Athletics, and we'll be back here with you fans in just about 10 minutes. Thank you for tuning in tonight as DSU leads 39-18 over Mount Marty at halftime. till the second half begins here at DSU Fieldhouse. Dakota State women's basketball leads Mount Marty in this contest tonight, 39-18 here at the half, as Mount Marty now takes the court. DSU has been out here to shoot around for just a couple of minutes now. I did walk by the two teams here just a minute ago, more so DSU, and there was no excitement, or, you know, not excitement wouldn't be a good way to put it, but there was no content. Nobody was excited with how the first half went. It started, I mean, they were up by nearly 30 points there for a short while, and eventually it came down just a little bit, and Mount Marty went on a little bit of a run there at the end of the first half, and the score ended 39-18, and you could tell that there was a little bit of malcontent, and, you know, they feel like they should have been able to put this game away already, was the sense that I got. And then Mount Marty walking by, I felt like, you know, they just got a lot to prove here in the second half. There's just that thought that, you know, you'd see that look on their face, and, you know, kind of the quiet, focused attitude that they had coming out of the locker room. It wasn't like a dejected quiet, but it was one in which they feel like they do have a chance, if they play better, to get back in this game. We'll see here as we go forward. The one thing I can tell you is the theme of the first half was defense, 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 and it was defense from Dakota State. They did not dominate this game, you know, to get a 21-point lead here offensively. I think that they would all tell you that they could have played better offensively, but defensively, man, that is where their mark was really left on the first half. And looking at the statistics here, they forced 17 turnovers and scored 23 points off those turnovers. Those turnovers, as I kind of touched on in the first half, were a lot of live ball turnovers. And those live ball turnovers led to easy layups on the other end for many of the Dakota State players, as they were once again able to turn 23 points off of turnovers. So that's a very big deal, and that 23-point lead, or the 21-point lead, was created by that statistic almost alone. They did also out-rebound the Lancers, 5-2 offensively and 22-19 overall. The teams did split defensive rebounds. Dakota State had 3 more assists, but Mount Marty did have 5 blocks to the DSU Trojans 4, and that was something that kind of came to light, especially at the end there. And it was something that I noticed on Kemp, who had a big block for the Lancers, and that kind of got them going in the right direction, allowed them to go on a little bit of a run there at the end of the half and keep this game at least somewhat within striking distance, and to the point where you could call a comeback possible here. I think you know, a 28, 30-point lead would have been insurmountable. But there's Giles, a nice little set play for her to get open, just enough space to put up an easy 3, lightly contested, and she's able to hit it to start the half. So 42-18, and all the things that we talked about very much change after that shot. And there's a drive there, and the shot is blocked. Wetzel went up with it, and it was Aslison who blocked the shot, and then on the other end goes up and around with the reverse lay-in, and a high right-handed lay-in off the glass. Very high arcing shot, and then a 5-second violation as Mount Marty unable to get the ball in, and that Dakota State defense once again forcing a turnover with their full court pressure. And they lead 44-18 here to start, and now have the ball. Once again, a set play called for Giles. They are able to cover that, the Mount Marty defense, that is, and force the ball out of her hands this time. 3 from the corner, good. That time it was Manning coming on a pass from Giles, who got the ball down underneath. And now the full court pressure right back up. So all of a sudden it's 47-18. And all those things that we just talked about feel like they really aren't the story anymore. As DSU, though, does come out, and there's Giles with the steal, and then the pass down low to Robson, who puts it in, and then there's a timeout. 49-18, just like that. A 10-0 run from the Trojans within a minute and 25 seconds. Well, that impressive stretch is going to be perhaps the icing on the cake here, is that now the lead is starting to get to that point where it is starting to feel a bit insurmountable. DSU will take the court. It's 49-18, 8:35 left. Once again, that was a 10-0 run in just a minute and 25 seconds as the buzzer goes off. Incorrect timing for that, but play resumes. The feet shuffle from Millar there, but no call. Jacobson takes a step in, looks across for Wetzel. Wetzel from the corner, long. Now here's Robson coming down. She'll play it back. There's Asleson driving, left hand this time, up and in. So starting to get a little bit out of hand now here. Jacobson trying to play it up. The full court pressure is just once again in this half early, proving to be too much for the Lancers. Millar looking for help, does find it. It's Wetzel, and her shot blocked. Once again, it's Asleson. A great start to the second half here from her. And now she'll get the three from the top of the arc, and she got it! 54-18, Trojans lead now. And have a second half already, just within the first 2.5 minutes, why don't you? And it's gonna be a travel. She had a wide open, a great cut and a wide open look at the basket, but forgot to put the ball on the floor. It was Millar driving, did put it in with the left hand, but waved off due to a travel. Here's Manning now bringing up the ball. Ends up in the hands of Giles. Now back to Manning, going in with the left hand, stops right about the free throw line, gets it off to Giles. Giles back to Manning. Ball being moved around. Asselson's gonna take another three, and she gets another one. So here in about 3 minutes and 8 seconds to be exact, she's having a day that would fill up the stat sheet for most players for an entire game. And then Walsdorf able to tip that pass, but it'll end up out of bounds. Now the pass was to where both Kemp and Krogram were. The ball's eventually going to be taken away, and Manning's going to come down and lay it off the glass. And it's a 41-point lead now. And another near takeaway from the full court pressure. They are able to break it, and the layup is not going to go in. It was a layup, but a little bit of trouble collecting the ball, ended up turning it into a tougher shot. And there's going to be a jump shot made by Hirsch. It was a 2-point jump shot. Giles puts her body into the defender, and it bounces off the defender. It'll go out of bounds. It'll be Dakota State ball from the baseline. And a couple substitutions are going to be made here for the Trojans. Manning's going to inbound the ball. Pass over the top of the defense, back to Manning. Manning drives, left hand goes up strong, but unable to get it to fall. Don't believe the ball caught rim. Coach Mo asking for a foul, did not get it. And that one's going to be tipped out. I believe it tipped off Giles and then tipped off of the Mount Marty player, who in that case was Kemp. And now it's back with DSU. So like we said, DSU came out looking like they weren't content with a 21-point lead and felt like they should be ahead by more in this game, and they proved it early on. They came out with some fire. And now there's Manning for three, and she'll hit. Pressure now here picked up at half court, and it wasn't quite half court. No, Marty never got the ball across the line. It's going to be a 10-second call. That was Millar who had the ball there, I believe. No, it was not, excuse me, it was Kemp. Trying to get the ball over the line. Now here's DSU with the ball. Leading by 42 with just under 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. That ball was bad, so hard it almost ended up in the hoop. Takes a fortunate DSU bounce. The shot from the corner is no good. Second chance, it is rebounded by DeBeer and put in. The initial shot was from Vincent, it was long. And now DSU not quitting with the full court pressure. Ball's gonna be tipped out of bounds. Long pass attempted, and it was batted almost like a safety trying to defend a Hail Mary pass there. There wasn't a lot of contact too. There could have been a foul called, but the defender did hit the ball, so a bit of a tough one there. That one's tipped out there by Vincent, and it'll stay Mount Marty ball. Millar inbounding, and that pass even tipped. It feels like DSU is just making it impossible to get the ball from player to player at any point on the court, but there is a foul. It's going to be reaching call on Robson. So in the first half, DSU struggled a little bit offensively. A few too many turnovers. You know, struggled shooting the ball just a touch. Struggled from three-point land for sure, but in this half, they have put that great defense that they showed in the first half and combined it with some outstanding offensive play and some great shooting. And that ball's tipped, and it's going to turn into another turnover and another chance for points off of a turnover, and it's converted. Pass up to DeBeer, and she ends up putting it home. She was also the one that blocked the shot initially. Here's Corton, passes it up to the top of the key. Instead, it's caught by Millar, who didn't see. I believe it was Kemp who was waiting for the ball, and then it was taken down underneath, and Kemp was fouled. Macy Kemp will head to the line. DSU all of a sudden has 15 assists, so they have 8 here just in the first 6.5 minutes of the second half. In a game that has gone from somewhat competitive at the end of the first half to somewhat of an onslaught here in the third quarter. Dakota State is outscoring Mount Marty here in the third quarter, 27-2. Well, 27-3 now after that free throw. That one is no good. And that pass is going to be out of bounds, was not tipped. Shooter's in the corner and just left right at the wrong time to make a baseline cut. Would have been a nice baseline cut, but the pass was already in the air to where she had been standing. Ball up court now in the hands of Kemp. Now back to Corton. Ball in deep to Millar now. Millar takes a dribble, kicks it out. Kemp for three, no good. And the ball tipped out. A little bit of a battle between Kemp and Vincent, but it's going to be Dakota State ball. So DSU with the ball here in a 45-point lead. McDonald leaves it off, and the three-point attempt from DeBeer is short, but rebounded by Vincent, so it'll stay with the Trojans. Now a circus shot after the foul. It almost ended up going up and in. It'll be Slattery going to the line, the freshman guard from Franksville, Wisconsin. So I'm just going to take a wild guess here with the 45-point lead. I don't know that we'll see a few of the DSU starters again in this one. one thing that I've also been able to notice as Slattery hits the first free throws, this is my first time watching this women's Trojan basketball team, and Slattery hit the second, is just that, you know, they feature a lot of athleticism. They're all able to play defense. They're all quick, regardless of their size, and they are, you know, a lot of the team is, you know, relatively tall as far as height goes, as well as that'll be turned over. And it'll go down as a turnover on Huber, but they, you know, along with that athleticism, and this kind of goes in with that athleticism as well, is, you know, they have multiple players that can run the point and handle the ball. They have several guards that show quickness and good enough decision making and good enough ball handling skills to run the offense at any point in time, and that's a feature that, you know, throughout the season with, you know, soreness and injuries and players getting in foul trouble, that's a trait that you really can't look past. And something that I'm sure Coach Mo feels is very blessed to have. However, you know, it's not so much a blessing if you're the one recruiting the player, so it's more of a tip of the cap to him for being able to create that situation for himself and his team. Here's Jacobson up the top of the key. She'll create some contact, no call. Ball inbounded to Millar at the elbow. Thrown in. And there's a shot from the corner, tipped off the backboard, and then off the rim and no good. And there's a pass from DeBeer, trying to be a little bit too insightful and be a little bit too much of a visionary. It wasn't a bad pass, but unexpected a little bit. The player was heading toward the corner. I couldn't see who it was as they've just left the game, but DSU player was heading towards the corner, but just overshot him, and I don't think that they were looking for the pass. Giles does re-enter the game here, as well as Manning, so I guess I was wrong on that front, but as soon as they enter, there's a turnover forced. It was Walsdorf and Asleson in the area where the pass was broken up and headed out of bounds there. Giles has the ball tipped away from her, gets the ball back, puts it up, and is short on the attempt. She has 18 tonight, but unable to convert there. And there's another steal, the ball poked away by Manning, and then she makes kind of a wild pass, and now it's in the hands of Walsdorf. Walsdorf goes up and creates an easy opportunity for herself. A nice move to get into that position, up and off the glass with the right hand for two, for DSU's 70th points of the night. Marty able to break the press there. And another steal. Giles, the recipient of the steal, but it was caused by the double team from Manning and Walsdorf. Ball will get back to Manning, and she'll put it back up and off the glass for two. And now this is really getting a bit out of hand here. 51-point lead for Dakota State. And Kemp gets it, and it's going to be an easy look for her, and she misses. So finally, Mount Marty breaks the press, creates a really easy look. And Kemp just missed the layup. And you got to feel for her because she has played so hard, and the few times Mount Marty was able to create a little bit of a run and get something going and get back into the game a little bit in the first half, it was her at the center of it. She was able to block several shots. She caused a few turnovers that led to points for Mount Marty. Got key stops, but that's just a tough one for her. You got to feel for her a little bit there. Asleson driving, got it in one. So she is having an absolutely outstanding second half here. After scoring only 5 points in the first half, she's already got 12, and that one will rim out. The potential 13th point was halfway down, but couldn't go in. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. DSU leads 74-21. And we will be back for the fourth quarter. Some advertisements to bring to you here as we await the fourth quarter start. The 6th annual Wild Game Feed. Save the date. Dakota State University Athletics will be hosting the 6th annual Wild Game Feed, tentatively set for Wednesday, November 3rd from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Dakota Prairie Playhouse. Stay tuned to the DSU Athletics website on dsuathletics.com for more details and information when they become available. We'd also encourage you to look into the DSU Family Season Pass. If you're looking at coming to a lot of sports events this year, this is the move for you. The Dakota State University Athletics Department is offering the Family Season Pass this year. The cost of the Family Season Pass is $70, and it includes the immediate family only for DSU home sporting events. For more information, contact the DSU Athletics Department at 605-256-5229. That's 605-256-5229. Or visit DSU Athletics website on dsuathletics.com. So it has been great being here with you for the first 3 quarters as Mount Marty looks to inbound the ball. This is Alec Demaria. I'm the pitching coach for DSU baseball, if that helps a little bit, or if we have any DSU Trojan baseball fans out there. Thanks for listening. And here's Millar driving. She'll leave it short to start the 4th quarter here. Here comes DSU once again. Little dribble move under the baseline, kicked out to Vincent. Vincent, no good. Rebound taken by Asleson, a long rebound. Kick out to Giles. Giles from the wing, short. And here comes Mount Marty. Jacobson dribbling. A little bit of a moving screen there, potentially, but with this score, I don't think anybody's going to be complaining a ton. Except for Coach Bronco, who really wanted that one. Always intense, and you gotta love to watch the DSU coaching staff on the sideline in general. This is a 3 miss by Wetzel. And a travel called by Vincent in the corner there, and that'll turn the ball back over to Mount Marty. So Mount Marty gets it in here, trying to beat the press. They do right away, and then stepping up was McDonald. Mount Marty able to get it by her just barely, coming in like a pass rusher. And there's a pass through the key, picked off once again, intercepted by Giles. She gets it up to Robson, and Robson is fouled on her way to the basket. It will be on the ground. So foul called on the floor. DSU will take it out on the baseline with 8:36 remaining here now. Ball being moved around the top of the arc. And Giles, it's the second time we've seen that in a little bit. Here maybe in the past 5 minutes. DSU player looking to make a cut, just being aggressive, trying to get movement going. And the pass, right as they start to cut, was thrown right to where they were standing the second previous. So Mount Marty they're doing a little bit better with the press here now, but they're struggling more with the half-court pressure. There's a shot in, a shot fake. She thought she created a little bit of space for herself, but then it's tossed aside by Asleson. Giles backing down the defender, and a reach-in foul called that time on Jacobson. So ball inbounded to Asleson, and she puts it up and in. Count it through the contact. That puts DSU up by 55, and it will send her to the line and give DSU not only a 55-point lead, but a chance here for Asleson to score her 20th point. Shot, no good. Rebound collected and scored by Robson, the smaller player in that matchup down there underneath the rim, but she was smart, went around the back of the defender and got the rebound. Press beaten. Close to a travel there. I don't think it quite was, and then pass back for a short jump shot from Twet for only about 8 feet, but she missed it amongst the trees in there. Kind of an awkward spot to have to take a jump shot. Ball into Twet now. She passes it out. 3-point attempt hit by Udkin. Three-pointer, good from Giles. Man, she's been a little bit streaky tonight. She's been hot and cold, but when she has been on from behind the three-point line, it's been nothing but net. The shots that have gone down have certainly looked pure. And we'll be back shortly as DSU leads here 81-24 over Mount Marty with 7:15 remaining. So we tune back in here to a game that's certainly gotten out of hand here in the second half. The game, I mean, DSU controlled the first half, for sure. You know, they went in with a 21-point lead to the break, but the score is now a 57-point deficit, but there is Millar coming in with the right hand strong as she goes through the contact, and she's able to convert the bucket, and will get a shot for the harm. Her shot, but just under 7 minutes to go, is good from the charity stripe. One thing I will say is a relatively large DSU crowd on hand has stayed here for the majority of this game, as the stands almost as filled as they were when we started. And that's saying something with a score like this, so we appreciate the support. We see a lot of student athletes down in the student section. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. 3-point attempt, top of the key, no good from Hermanson. The senior from Sioux Falls now on the court. A Sioux Falls O'Gorman High School alum. Marty's struggling to get the ball out of the corner. Here's Jarovsky could be the name. Excuse me, as I definitely butchered that one. But she's able to convert on the bucket, the freshman out of Brandon, South Dakota. It's a different look for the Trojans here in their lineup. You just saw Mackley handling the ball. There's going to be another three for Hermanson, and it's good! So her first bucket of the night. And Mackenzie Hermanson has 3 here. Millar with it at the elbow. She'll drive. Try and pass out to the wing, but all over that one was Lexi Robson. There's a right-handed attempt put through, a little bit of contact after a strong drive there from Mackley, but it's going to end up being a missed shot short and a jump ball. It'll stay here with DSU as they'll inbound for the baseline and an 84-29 lead. So definitely a great showing here from Coach Mo's group, as it looks like they'll be riding a 2-0 record here, barring anything absolutely crazy here, which I'm going to rule on the safe side as that one is poked out there by DeBeer. I've seen some crazy comebacks in sports, but I get to see a 55-point comeback with 4:42 remaining on the clock. So we're going to go ahead and look ahead at the schedule for DSU here. Mount Marty with it, a skip pass all the way across to Corton. Corton, mid-range jumper, soft touch, but couldn't get the shooter's roll. It'll hit off twice. And back into the hands of Mount Marty as Corton's gonna drive again. A nice find of Kemp down low, and she's fouled going for the attempt from the left block. The DSU schedule, as we look forward here, this is, obviously every game is huge, but there is a large game looming here as they'll head to Dubuque, Iowa to play at Clark University, who's ranked number 8 in the country. That'll be in the Holiday Inn Express Tip-Off Classic. They'll also face off, that game will be on the 29th, and on the 30th they'll play William Penn University. And in early November they'll head to Dordt, Taylor, as there's a three-point attempt converted that time from Hermanson again, as she's on fire here in the fourth quarter. And that'll give her 6 on the night. So DSU will head to Dordt, Taylor, and the 17th ranked Concordia University. Concordia of Nebraska, that is. And that face-off will be on November 6th. That'll be a nice one to watch, but a really big one here coming up on the 29th, as DSU once again will face off with the 8th ranked Clark University women's basketball team in Dubuque, Iowa. Some other really neat matchups coming up here in early November. They'll face off against Winona State, the Division II opponent out of the NSIC, a very highly touted Division II conference, and Florida National University. Both those matchups will come in the Viterbo, Wisconsin Classic. After that, Valley City and Mayville State will both be matchups in the Dakota Clash, both taking place in Mayville, North Dakota. And that's the schedule for the foreseeable future for the DSU women's basketball team, who looks to be coming out of this one tonight with a 2-0 record. So 4:12 remaining in the game here. Mount Marty with a bit of a different look on the floor will come forward. That was Alana Berglund who brought the ball up. Payer now with the ball. Puts up a shot, fouled, won't go down. But you'll head to the line for 2. So Payer able to hit the first for the 31st point of the night for Mount Marty. Second shot, good as well. So 2 points for her on the night. And here comes DSU DeBeer with the ball. Mackley driving, turning, spinning, passing it out to the corner. Big stepping on the line was Huber on that one. Tough pass to get, had to jump up in the air, when she came down, just happened to get part of her foot, landing on the line, and heading the other direction. The game will go, as once again, a lot of different faces as that pass is picked off. It was intended for Combe, And the ball laid up and in by DeBeer. Steal and the land, and more points off of turnovers, as that's going to be points 43 and 44 for Dakota State off of turnovers. 3-point attempt hoisted up from deep, 4 or 5 feet behind the line, and Hermanson comes away with the rebound. She'll pass it off to DeBeer. DeBeer down to Vincent. Vincent able to put it up off the glass and in. For Dakota State's 90 and 91st points of the night. Here's Cone, freshman, out of Lemon, South Dakota. There's a 2-point basket scored. That was Hartle who put it down, and then a nice move. And a bucket turned in by DeBeer, who's gone on a nice little run for herself here late. That'll give her 8 on the night. So Mount Marty will come up the floor here. Under 2.5 minutes to go now. Just looking for a way in. That Dakota State pressure has been relentless all game, even here with 2.5 minutes, or 2 minutes left now, as that was Twett able to put that one in. But relentless here with nearly a 60-point lead, as much as it was early in the game, as Hermanson can't get that one to go down. Kemp will drive, has nowhere to go with it, gets a pass off to the 3-point line. Shot from behind the arc, no good that time by Jurovsky. Hermanson with it, skip pass. That was Slattery who had it and gave it up. Keeps ending up with Huber down in the corner. Now it's reversed. And it'll be DeBeer with it. Off for Vincent for 3. No good, well long. And a new 5 coming into the game for Mount Marty at the next whistle. That was Kemp who was able to drive in and put it up. And we're now going to have a whistle. And a rotation substitution here for Mount Marty. A whole new group of, I believe, 5 here. 47 seconds left on the clock. Huber with the ball. DeBeer to Vincent. And now Hermanson for 3. Got it again. And the crowd loves it. So she's got 3 3-pointers on the night and 9 points. 30 seconds remain here in this matchup, so this will be the last possession of the game. Mount Marty puts it up, and no good. Dakota State charging down, and Coach Mo will say to stop. And that's the right call. They'll dribble out the clock here for a 96-38 victory, and every in-state victory is an important one. It helps in all aspects of the program. So these two teams will meet again in January in Yankton, South Dakota. But for tonight, Dakota State gets the leg up in the series, a 96-38 victory. And a nice night for several Trojans, and the staple of their performance tonight was really that full court pressure that just made things nearly impossible for Mount Marty, not only offensively, but to even get the ball up court. The night will end with the Trojans shooting 55% from the field, 38% from 3-point land, and forcing 30 turnovers. That's right, 30 turnovers. They led to 44 points off turnovers in transition. Dakota State, it was a close rebounding matchup. They led by 3 at the break, but they end up out-rebounding the Lancers by 12. 22 assists for Dakota State on the night, 8 blocks, 20 steals. which is just an insane number. And after being outscored in bench points early, will outscore the Lancers 25-19 in bench points, 9-6 in second chance points, and 50-12 in points in the paint. Dakota State had 24 fast break points to Mount Marty's 0. The scoring leader for Mount Marty tonight was Wetzel. She scored 7 points on 3 field goals out of 10 attempts from the field. She did hit a 3-pointer, and she did have an assist. For Dakota State, Jessie Giles was 8 for 13 from the field, 3 of 5 from three-point land, and scored 21 points to lead all scorers in the game. Asleson scored 19 points. She was 3 of 7 for 3 and had 8 rebounds, just missing a double-double in this one. Manning turned in a 14-point performance with 6 assists, 4 rebounds, and went 6 of 10 from the field. Lexi Robson was extremely efficient, going 5 of 6 from the field, hitting her only 3-point attempt, and had 11 points on the night. Mackenzie Hermanson was the 5th leading scorer for the Trojans tonight, scoring 9 points on 3 three-pointers, all coming in the 4th quarter. De Beer scored 8 with 6 rebounds and 2 assists. Walsdorf turned in 6 points, Slattery turned in 4, Vincent with 2, and McDonald with 2. So a lot of Trojan scoring in this one, and they were led by Giles with 21. And really a lot of these points for both Giles and Asleson came in the second half. Asleson had a 14-point second half, and she hardly even touched the court in the 4th quarter. She really got the Trojans going. I mean, we talked a little bit about it at the beginning of the 3rd quarter there. She was able to, she went block, bucket, and then turned in 2 threes there at the beginning of the 3rd quarter. That helped, along with the Giles 3, for DSU to put up a 10-0 run in the first 124 of the 3rd quarter, and in the second half that really sealed the deal. Like we said, you know, at the beginning of that second half, there was a little bit of a, you know, determination for the DSU Trojans there. It was one of those situations where they did dominate the first half defensively, and they had a 30-point lead, but just towards the end of the first half, Mount Marty took advantage of some sloppy mistakes from the Trojans, scored a couple of buckets in a row there, and was able to cut the lead to 21 and make it just a competitive enough game to really frustrate Dakota State after how well they defended and how many turnovers they forced in that first half. They felt like they should have been up more. And then they proved it, and really, you know, those 10 points in that 10-0 run in the first 125 of the second half was the dagger in this one, and after that, Mount Marty was unable to recover in the slightest. So Coach Mo, I'm sure, will be happy with the second half performance, and we thank all of you for tuning in with us tonight. Once again, DSU has a big matchup with Clark, the number 8 ranked team in the NAIA in women's basketball, here this weekend. So really excited for that one. Good luck to the Trojans in that one. And this is Alec DeMaria. Thanks for tuning in with us tonight. Once again, Dakota State 96, Mount Marty 38 from DSU Fieldhouse. Thanks, everyone.